The Cascadia subduction zone, one of Earth's most dangerous fault systems. Silent for more than 3 centuries, but still alive. Hidden beneath the Pacific Northwest lies the Cascadia subduction zone, a silent giant capable of changing history in a single moment. Most people know the San Andreas Fault, but few realize an even larger fault lies hidden beneath the Pacific Northwest. Deep beneath the ocean, 2 massive tectonic plates have been locked in a silent collision, one slowly sliding beneath the other. The plates don't slide smoothly. Friction locks them together, while unimaginable pressure builds year after year. For more than 300 years, the pressure has continued to build silently beneath the Pacific Northwest. Then scientists discovered something impossible, an ancient forest, frozen in time, where the trees had died all at once. By reading the trees like history books, scientists uncovered the final growing season, 1699. Then, thousands of miles away in Japan, a powerful tsunami arrived. But no one had felt an earthquake. Ghost forests, ancient tree rings, indigenous oral histories, and Japanese records. Together, they revealed a forgotten catastrophe. More than 3 centuries have passed, yet the fault beneath the Pacific Northwest is still storing energy. Scientists know this fault is still locked, but no one on Earth knows when it will finally break. Imagine, it begins right now. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, the locked fault finally gives way. Within seconds, the rupture races hundreds of kilometers beneath the Pacific Northwest, releasing centuries of stored energy. As the seafloor suddenly rises, it lifts an entire column of ocean water, creating a tsunami that begins racing across the Pacific. In the deep ocean, the tsunami races toward the coast at the speed of a jetliner, leaving only minutes for nearby communities. As the tsunami reaches shallow water, the ocean slows, compresses, and begins to rise into a devastating surge. The first wave may not be the largest. More powerful surges can arrive minutes or even hours later. Unlike most earthquakes, a Cascadia Megathrust event could keep the ground shaking for several minutes. The earthquake can't be predicted, but after it begins, some people may have only a few precious seconds to react.
Just a few seconds can mean the difference between being caught off guard and having time to protect yourself. Despite thousands of sensors and decades of research, no scientist can predict the exact day, hour, or place of the next great earthquake.
The next great Cascadia earthquake could happen tomorrow, or generations from now. Until then, the giant remains silent. Across the Pacific Northwest, thousands of scientific instruments watch the Earth, every second of every day. Sometimes, the fault moves without a destructive earthquake, in events so slow that people never feel them.
Roughly every 14 months, parts of Cascadia move by just a few centimeters, so slowly that almost no one notices.
GPS stations reveal a hidden rhythm. The continent slowly moves west, then gradually springs back east, over and over again. Deep beneath the surface, the Earth whispers. Sensitive instruments detect faint tectonic tremors that no human can feel. Could these silent earthquakes trigger the next big one? Scientists are still searching for the answer. To understand Cascadia better, scientists are taking their instruments to the seafloor, closer to the fault than ever before.
What if the internet cables beneath the ocean could also become one of Earth's largest earthquake sensor networks?
The future isn't about predicting earthquakes. It's about detecting them faster and understanding them better than ever before. We can watch the fault, measure its movement, and detect its whispers. But the moment it will awaken remains one of Earth's greatest unsolved mysteries. If we can't stop earthquakes, how do we build cities that can survive them? The secret lies beneath the building. Giant rubber and steel bearings that separate the structure from the shaking ground. Modern skyscrapers don't fight earthquakes. They move with them, safely absorbing the energy. Some skyscrapers protect themselves with a giant pendulum, silently swinging against the motion of the building. Modern bridges aren't designed to stay perfectly still. They're engineered to move safely when the Earth moves. Every major earthquake teaches engineers a lesson, and every lesson makes the next bridge stronger. When there isn't enough time to reach higher ground, the safest path may be straight up. Some schools are designed with a second purpose: protecting an entire community when every second counts.
The strongest defense isn't a building. It's knowing exactly where to go before the disaster begins.
We may never know when the next great earthquake will strike, but every step we take today could save lives tomorrow. A great earthquake doesn't just shake buildings. It can disrupt the lifelines that keep an entire region alive. Electricity powers almost everything we depend on. But a great earthquake can break the network in seconds. Every message, video, and financial transaction depends on invisible highways lying across the ocean floor. But even these critical links can be put to the test when disaster strikes. Clean water reaches our homes through thousands of kilometers of hidden pipes, and earthquakes can interrupt that lifeline in moments. Fuel keeps ambulances moving, hospitals running, and supplies flowing, making it one of the region's most critical lifelines. After a major earthquake, every minute depends on one question: which roads are still open? When disaster strikes, hospitals must keep working, even if everything around them doesn't. The first 72 hours are the most critical, when local responders save lives before outside help can fully arrive.
Recovery isn't about rebuilding what was lost. It's about building something stronger than before.
Earthquakes are inevitable. Catastrophe is not. The future depends on what we build, what we learn, and how well we prepare, starting today. 9 p.m., an ordinary evening.
In just a few seconds, millions of lives are about to change forever.
Without warning, the floor lurches beneath your feet. In that instant,
Every second matters. Drop. Cover.
hold on. 10 seconds. 20. 30. 30. But the shaking doesn't stop. This is no ordinary earthquake. The shaking stops. But if you're near the coast, this is not the time to wait. It's time to move to higher ground immediately. Sometimes the ocean suddenly pulls away from the shore. But if you wait to see it, you've already waited too long. From the safety of higher ground, they watch as the first surge reaches the shore. But the danger isn't over. The first wave is not always the largest.
Minutes pass, but no one moves. Because the first wave is rarely the last, and sometimes not even the largest.
As darkness falls, thousands wait on higher ground, knowing it's still too dangerous to return home. With the first light of dawn, the focus shifts from survival to recovery. Every rescue, every assessment, every life matters. The big one cannot be stopped. But with knowledge, preparation, and resilience, countless lives can be saved. The Cascadia subduction zone is not alone. Across the Pacific Ring of Fire, other giant faults are waiting in silence. Japan, Chile, Alaska, Cascadia. Science can measure the risk, but no one can predict which sleeping giant will awaken next.
After centuries of research, one truth stands above all others. We cannot stop earthquakes, but we can prepare for them. The greatest protection we can leave the next generation isn't predicting earthquakes, it's teaching them how to live safely with them. The Earth will never stop moving. Our greatest strength is not predicting earthquakes, but preparing for them together. For billions of years, Earth's continents have never stopped moving. Earthquakes are proof that our planet is alive. The question is no longer if the Earth will move, but whether we will be ready when it does. Our greatest defense will always be knowledge, preparation, and respect for the planet we call home. We cannot choose when the Earth moves, but we can choose whether we're ready when it does. We'll keep moving. The question is, will we keep learning? This is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of our responsibility.